Hey, YouTube. Well, hope I don't make nobody mad, but I have a gripe, and I have a question. My question is, why do we have to pay to hear about William McCray? Now, I have had several requests for me to cover this story, and I've just spent a little bit of time trying to look up what's going on currently with this story about William McCray and these church bishops and his allegations of blackmail and extortion. Every time I try to find something, I get frustrated because everything leads me back to one of his channels, his Facebook, his Twitter. I can't even find his old blog, which is his claim to fame, is gone now. I do understand that he has another website up somewhere, but he's not going to really tell the story. You go to his Facebook, you don't hear anything about the story. His Twitter, you're not going to hear anything directly from him about it. Even his YouTube channel, no mention of these current events at all. And then when your people who are covering this story, it seems to be spending so much time pushing us going to Patreon to get the story. I'm wondering what makes William McCray so special, his story so special that we have to go and pay to hear about him. We don't got to pay to hear about Beyonce. We don't got to hear about any of the other church people. I mean, why do we have to pay to hear this boy's story? People are familiar with him on YouTube. People have various views about William McCray. I'm sure many people are curious about his story, but all we hear about is go to Patreon. Now, I don't mean to be trying to player hate or to step on anyone's toes, but Patreon should be a choice. You shouldn't be forcing people to go and sign up to Patreon because you have one story. I personally, I'll speak for myself, I have an aversion to bills. I pay all my bills on time, all on the same day, right? But I'm cautious about adding other bills. Now, you may say, well, it's only, let's just say an example, it's only $4 a month, right? Well, that's the hook. Because after you get in there and you on Patreon, and now you're searching on other people, and each one wants $5, one wants $10, whatever the amounts are. Now you got this bill, and you're paying $16 a month on YouTube, in addition to the time you spend watching YouTube, or whatever, however you support the people that you like. But the thing is, it's taking on another bill. So I just don't feel like I'm being played. So that's why I'm resistant to signing up for these things. People say, well, it's only $4 a month. Well, I get Netflix for $8 a month. I get Netflix. I get thousands of movies, hundreds of TV shows, all at the touch of my fingers for $8 a month. Now, why would I go and give some YouTuber who's only got one thing, probably going to be mostly stuff I'm not interested in? Why should I give them $5 a month when I can pay Netflix $8 a month for thousands of hours of entertainment? So it's people's choice. I mean, I know that social media is the way a lot of people are entertained these days. And I'm not saying that people shouldn't have their various ways of making money or whatever. Seems to me that in a month's time, it seems to me if you have regular people watching your program, you should get Adsense. You should at least get $4 a month from that person. I don't understand it. From YouTube. If the people, when they watch YouTube, if they are willing to keep their commercials on and watch the commercials, they watch the same people every day, right? So in Patreon, you pay once a month, from what I understand. Let's say you pay $5 a month. You mean to tell me that these people watching your program and watching your commercials for a whole month doesn't even give you $5 a month? A month? I don't see the profit there. Now, I know some people have other reasons for using Patreon. Like I say, I'm not hating here. They have other reasons. They want to use certain kind of language. They want to be free to do that. They are tired of being flagged. They are tired of people all up in their channel. They want to speak to a certain group of people. That's fine. But don't hold stories hostage to make us force us to go and sign to your page and take on another bill into our own home finances. Right? You're not getting that much money. So I don't know what this big push is. I don't know what's so private about it that you can share it with everybody. I mean, everybody gets reported on. Anybody who's a public figure or celebrity, and he's a celebrity of sorts, they all get reported on. Everybody gets reported on. So why is it so hard to find a story about this dude if he has finally been caught in all of his mess and he's finally being confronted by these people who he has been extorting from or blackmailing from, allegedly? Why can't we know about it? And why can't we make a decision about what we want to do with our own money? Why are we being forced into this? Because it makes people resist. When I hear that word, it's automatic. I resist. Because I don't want to take on another bill. And frankly, I mean, you say it's $5. You get on there, you get 2 or 3 people, it's $16, $20. Now you're paying them the same amount you're paying PG&E. You get Netflix for $8. You get Showtime for $10. I don't agree with holding stories that way. I think people's stories only stay hot for a few days, honey. So I think the story is going to lose potency. Held it close to heart, used it as a tool to get people to sign up to your Patreon. And I mean, we're not all stupid. People know, okay, I'm going to sign on to this Patreon to watch somebody that I barely watch anyway. When this story passes, now I got this other bill. And I'd assume that they're taking it out of your check. I don't know how they do it. Probably a credit card or something like that, where it's coming out automatically now. So I don't totally understand Patreon. In some cases, I can see it. Yeah, I can see that. Because people want to talk about certain subject matter, which is going to always have problems on YouTube. And they probably are sick of their stuff being taken down or people having a weapon against them. They can always flag them, things like that. But let it be the people's decision. Don't hold us hostage. Let's not use stories as leverage. I mean, you can get the New York Times for free. Washington Post, you can get them for free. You can go online and get every TV show you watch for nothing. Why should they give you all this money? So I know I'll make a few people mad, but it's only a few of you guys. I'm just saying, be cautious, people. People don't want to click onto your video and just hear you talk about Patreon and how they're supposed to go over there and pay that. If they want to go over to Patreon and pay you and stuff like that, let it be of their own free will. Okay? You can't make people do stuff, and you shouldn't be holding stories hostage. I couldn't find a damn thing on this McCray story. I think it'd be very interesting, but I'm not a journalist. I'm not a professional journalist. I'm not trained in journalism. So for me, it's got to be an easily accessible story. I've got to be able to hear what is being said. But if I can't hear what's being said if I don't sign up to 1, 2, 3, 4 YouTube channels, I'm only interested in that story. I can get any story in the world, but I got to pay for that one. Just food for thought, people. Food for thought. What about you guys? Do you guys get sick of people just promoting Patreon? I mean, every video is just about talking about their Patreon. It feels like you're always dealing with a salesman. Somebody's always trying to sell you something. I don't see how's all that much profit. I don't see how you make that much profit from it, unless you have other reasons other than profit. I mean, I know. I just use SB for example. His is it's very inexpensive. Only $2, I think he charges. So his reasons are not just for money, because certainly you'll get a lot more from clicks and views than $2 a month. People have other reasons, but specifically about this money thing, though. You have a story, share it. He shares them on you guys. He's certainly known for sharing stories, and even him didn't charge for the stories. Didn't make you jump through hoops to hear a story. Anyway, there's just not much that much available. You know, Google the name. I hear old cases. I hear cases from 2014. He's been sued apparently many times. So I know it's a juicy story out there, but I just have an aversion to people selling me something that's going to cost me per month You see what I'm saying? You're asking people to do that. They should do it voluntarily, and not feel like they're tricked into signing up for this thing. Especially if it's going to be debited from your account every month. One more bill. You say only $4. I bet you $100 that nobody is signing up for Patreon for one person. Why would it even be on there? It pulls you in. Now all your favorite people, they all on Patreon, so you got to pay them. Weren't you already paying them by watching the commercials? That's how television works. You watch a TV show. Anybody pay to watch Good Times when they were kids? Every show, you watch it, they're being paid. Why? Because they got commercials. If anything, ask people to watch the commercials. Don't use ad blocks or things like that. You get your money that way. So I'm no expert on what's going on with this Patreon thing, but it's nerve-wracking. And it makes you not want to click on those things. All they're going to do is be telling me, like, oh, I got information. Oh, it's going to be big. Oh, it's huge. Oh, there are documents. All that. But you got to go to Patreon to get it. What are you doing? You're supposed to be YouTubers, content creators. I mean, what are you doing? All right, people, don't get too mad at me. But I would like to know what you guys think. Is this Patreon promotion, does it work on your nerves as well? Or do you think it's just, people making a living? I don't know. But if I'm going to pay you money per month, you're going to have to come up with more than one story. Rambling for hours and hours and hours, I'm not going to watch that. You see what I'm saying? You get entertainment for free just for watching it. So if you're going to charge, you got to have something really, you guys have to really stay on top of that and make it worthwhile. And I say it again, I don't believe anybody ends up only doing one Patreon. You might go on there paying $2 and find yourself now signing up for the other people who are asking you to go on there as well. Now you're paying more for YouTube than you're paying for cable. Food for thought, people. I'll talk to you guys later.